morning we've just popped across to see the Nhlanguleni female, because the last time I saw her, it actually wasn't too far from here, but she had sustained a pretty bad injury and was limping on one of her back legs. That could have been in a scuffle with another leopard, it could have been hunting, it could have been trying to get away from hyenas, getting into a tree, we don't know what happened. That was a pretty awesome sighting. She was up in a jackalberry tree. We had the most awesome view across there. A pack of wild dogs was not too far away from her. This afternoon I'm torn between what decision to make. The Nhlanguleni female is up in a jackalberry tree. A pretty epic tree with a carcass, with this epic golden light coming through the trees, shining up, illuminating her face. The other side of our predicament is the Ottawa Pack. 17 wild dogs with 7 adults and 10 pups, or about 150 meters that way. So I don't know if I should stay here and watch the Nhlanguleni female or get across to the wild dogs. She's yawned a few times. She might go across and feed on her carcass. Pretty serious limp on her back left leg, which doesn't look too good. But I mean, the fact that she's caught this carcass and taken it into a tree is good news. It's a good sign. Part of me thinks, get across to the wild dogs. She's got a carcass, it's hoisted in the tree. She's likely to be here tomorrow. So, you know what, that's what we're going to do. Let's get across to those wild dogs. Let's see what happens with them this afternoon. And hopefully we can come back across to the Nhlanguleni female tomorrow morning. So that was rather convenient that this pack of wild dogs was not too far away from the Nhlanguleni female. Nice little beautiful drive getting across here. They're all just milling about here on the edge of a drainage line. A few vultures in the area which they're finding a bit of entertainment out of chasing them. Right now I'm about to chase one right here. Little youngster coming up to go after a hooded vulture which was perched on a dead stump right there. So they've just been playing around, chasing each other. It's difficult to tell exactly how many wild dogs are here. And we've seen probably at least 5 or 6 pups. I'm sure there's more. You can hear some of them in the drainage line there, which we cannot see. But some of the adults look as though they got a bit of blood on their faces, so I'm sure that's from a successful hunt this morning, allowing them to have somewhat of a lazy afternoon here this afternoon and this evening. But we did hear some hyenas calling in the distance, so I wonder what that's all about. and whether maybe some of them have gone off hunting, or it could be something completely unrelated. But what an epic afternoon with the Nhlanguleni female earlier on. These wild dogs just milling about here. I guess the future for these wild dogs seems quite exciting. The fact that they're starting to now venture onto Londolozi, having successfully got at least 10 pups to this age. It's not plain sailing, but at least we know that their chances of survival are much higher being in a bigger pack like this. So we'll just see where it goes from here, and I cannot wait to see what happens with the Nhlanguleni female tomorrow, so stay tuned. So coming back out this morning, the Nhlanguleni female is nowhere to be seen. There's no signs of the carcass, so I'm presuming either she dropped it out of the tree, a hyena stole it and ran off with it, or she finished it. So sadly for us, there'll be no more viewing of her today, unless she's found somewhere else. We are just with her as she's resting down in the grass here. And sadly it looks like she is rather malnourished or skinny. You can see the bones in her back leg there. So I think life for her has been pretty challenging since she sustained that injury. She did have a litter of cubs roughly around that time, which we think she had lost before she got the injury. But for a female leopard out here, they are incredibly resilient. We've seen with the Nhlanguleni female when she had a pretty bad injury. She managed to make it through that, and she's actually just survived since 2018 when she sustained that injury. The Nhlanguleni female was born in the June of 2011, so she's a 13-and-a-half-year-old leopard now, which is actually perfectly bang in the middle. I mean, we expect them to live anywhere from 16 to 18 years old. And apart from having a pretty skinny back or hindquarters, the rest of her looks in pretty good nick. So fortunately for her, it's impala lambing season. Wildebeest calves are dropping, and so there's an abundance of food around for her. Over the years I've had some pretty epic sightings of her with her cubs, and so somewhat become a little bit attached to the Nhlanguleni female. It is still fairly cool for a midsummer's morning, but I can imagine that the heat is going to start to build. So she would have been moving around quite a bit early this morning and quite likely looking for something to hunt. However, now just resting in the shade, so let's hope that we get a little bit more activity, but if not, it's just great to see her and see that she's still somewhat surviving. But I hope you've enjoyed this virtual safari. If you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us, and drop a comment below. Like this video as well, and we'll see you all again next week, but thanks for watching.